Alright, welcome everybody. In this quick tutorial, I'm going to show you how to master being a squad leader, making squads, breaking squads, resetting squads, and so forth. Okay? So, one thing you gotta do when you realize that first thing you have to do when making a squad is you gotta figure out whether or not you want this squad to be on random or free. Each cave is going to be dependent differently on what you want. Like, let's say if you're in Flow Silver Palace, you always want it free, because when you're doing the axes on the frog boss, the person who's doing the axes, that particular person has to pick up that axe. If you have it on random, whenever you guys pick up a mat, it will just randomly go through everybody in your squad, right? And so if you're on this server, I would say for 99% of the time, put it on free, because a lot of the people on here are already going to be maxed out to the point where they don't need to pick up all these small items and stuff like that. So you put on random, you're just loading junk onto people's stuff that they have to constantly clean out, right? So if you put on free, the people who need the items can pick it up, where if you put on random, you're going to fill up everybody's items with garbage and stuff like that. So in general, depending on what your server is, but in our server, Evolve Perfect World, you want to put it on free. Okay? So that's the first thing you gotta do. The second thing you gotta do is you gotta invite people. So there's a couple ways to invite people. You can click on them, go party invite, and then they have to, let's see, I want this two now. They'll get that and they'll get invited. Okay? Now, if you send the invite and you teleport, they're not going to be able to click on the yes. That'll actually cancel the invite. I know it's stupid, but that happens. Or if you send the invite and it pops up on, like, let's see, if I were to send, this is the other way to send invites. So I right click on this tune and I send invite. Now, if he has the invite symbol up here, but he goes to teleport first, let's just pick anything. Even though that will still appear up in his list, there you go. Once you click it, it fails. So now he's not invited, he's not in squad anymore, and it's gone. So you gotta keep that in mind. Alright, and then, okay, so, and here's another way a lot of people don't understand. Like, if you, like, let's say you're not the person who's doing the invite and stuff like that, but someone else, and then they say, well, what's the person's name? You can just right click the name, copy name, and then in squad chat, paste it. But that person will also have to spell it exactly, and then some people's names get a little weird. But you can also invite people. But that's just a way to paste names, I'm saying, because names can get very weird. But here's also another way to invite people. So if I wanted to invite that guy right there, Chin Shot, spell it exactly, capitalizations and everything, and click invite, then that person will join. See? And or there's also another thing too. If you're out of squad and someone's the squad leader, or you see their name in the chat or whatever like this, you can also party invite to them, and that person will get the invite. See that? So now this archer is going to come to this squad, but the squad leader has to do the invite. Okay? Alright, so now that we got our squad, it's all on free. You know what to do. Let's go in squad, in the show you guys how to resquad and reset caves. Okay, so we'll go to squad leader. Kind of keep them separated so you guys can see the difference. Okay, so here's our squad leader. We are in Warsong right now. You can see we don't have timers or anything like that, so everybody's set and everybody's okay to be in here. So for examples, I will show you in here. Squad, we got DB. We'll do the shortened Elven Archer. So DB is Dustblade, EA is Elven Archer, and VB as a Barb. Okay, and so I'll put the squad leader as the #1 position. Alright, so this is squad #1, right? Everybody is in squad #1. You can see nobody's got timers and like that. Now, when you're done with this cave and you want to reset it, easiest way to do it, and I know a lot of people get weary because you're kicking someone and they think like, oh, you're being rude or dismissal. No, this is how you do it. Don't be a wuss about it. Alright, so what I do is I'll pick someone usually on the bottom, because if you have a whole bunch, the names will come up like that. So the second position I will save and pass lead to, but first you got to kick out everybody else underneath him. Okay, so Jin shot will be the kick, and then I'll pass it to Jinwolfe, and then I will leave the squad. Now what that did is, now that one's out of here, and that one's out. So now the Barb is the squad 1 leader, right? So for that instance, I'm gonna see how he's got the timer. That's my Dustblade, and my Archer has the timer. Alright, so they're both gonna be kicked out of there because they got kicked out of squad. And then I passed it to Jinwolfe before I, as the Dustblade, left that squad. Alright, so now he has the squad #1. He's free to be in here, do whatever he wants. He now owns it. Right, he's the squad leader. Now he had it on random, my Barb that is, even though my Dustblade had it on free. When he passed it to Jinwolfe and left, it's now switched to what Jinwolfe's default is, random. So if you want to invite people again, remember you have to set it to free before you invite someone else, right? So okay, so Archer's kicked out and Dustblade. So now I'm going to invite, and you'll see both my tunes, and now they're back in here, and now they're in the same cave as him. Alright, so now that's how to get back into the same cave. I forgot, so I should have just told you how to do the to reset first. Okay, but now we'll try it with a different way. So now that they're back into the same cave, so now Barb is squad leader, Elven Archer's in here, and Dustblade is in here. Now we'll do the kick out method again. Second position, I'm going to pass lead to. Anybody else, I'm going to kick first. Alright, I'm sorry. Person. Okay, so as the Barb is squad leader. You see the C on here. Second position, I'm going to pass lead to, but anybody else, I'm going to kick, right? So I go kick, pass it to him, leave. Alright, so now my Archer is the leader. Alright, so he's the only one. Now, technically, this guy and this guy are in their own. Oh, sorry. Dang it. Okay, so technically, even though he's out of there, you'll see this guy has his own squad right now. This one has his own squad. Right, they're both out of there. They got the timers and everything like that. So as the Archer, he's got his own squad. Even though I teleported out of there, when I come back in there, it's going to be the exact same cave, right? And if I had started the timer, you'd see that the timer's still going. Okay, so now you'll see when these guys are out of squad, they are going to be in their own cave. Alright, you see that? You see no Archer in here, no Dustblade. Archer's in his own, Dustblade's in his own. See, they're all in different ones. Now, when I was trying to reset that squad, because I, as the Barb, kicked out the Dustblade and then passed the lead to the Archer on the left, now the Barb can start his own squad. So keep it on free. invite the 2 that you kicked out and or dropped. Right? So now they're all squad. Now you can leave. You can leave. Go back in. And now you're going to see we're all back in the same squad. It's been reset, and actually I'll show you per example. So if you're doing like multiple runs, like let's say multiple war song runs, whatever, you want multiple caves going, or you want to reset a cave, so go ahead and here start, and there we go. So you can see all the scores here. This is the quest list and stuff. You can see all the scores here and stuff. And like I said, if you want to restart another one, what do I do? Kick out everybody underneath the second spot. Pass lead. And now this one has the timer. You see here, it's the saved cave. He's got no options to pick. The barb. I know I forgot to do these. But now, so now the Elven Archer is in squad 1, and the other 2 guys are in no squads at all. And then the Barb will start at the second cave. It's on free. Invite the Dust Blade. And you can see on here that this cave has not been started. Alright, so right now Elven Archer has his own, and then now the Barb and the DB are on squad number 2. Alright, and now I can start another timer, and you'll see in a second. There you go. So now the timer on this one has started. We've got 2 timers on 2 different squads that are going off. So the basic thing you have to remember, and what happens a lot is, like when you're trying to, so if I was only 2 people in squad and I wanted to reset this cave, I would sit there, pass the lead to the other person, lead transfer, right? So now my Barb does not have lead anymore. He's still technically in the cave because he only passed lead. Once you leave, now cave number 2, Barb is gone, and Dustblade is the leader. You can confirm that because he still has the timer set, right? And he doesn't have a timer to get kicked out of the cave. He's legally allowed to be in this cave, and this guy's getting kicked out, right? So if I want to reset the time, or reset this cave, even though the timer's already going, let's say you already finished, since I passed it to the Dustblade, now the Dustblade has lead of that cave. This has his own cave, right? So his cave setting would be right here, squad number 3. And now I will invite before timer, it's paged me out. Boom. Now you'll see, even though he's still in this cave with the timer, he's about to get kicked out. Boom. So now he's no longer a part. Nobody actually has cave number 2 or squad number 2 anymore. And Dustblade and Barb are in squad number 3. Alright. And we'll see when we go back in there. Barb is lead, and you don't see any of those times or the scores on there, so that means the timer is no longer, sorry, not no longer, the timer doesn't exist in this cave because it's never been started. So you have to start it again on this one, because like I said, Nobody's in squad, and that is a non-existent cave now. If the Dust Blade were to leave this squad, he would technically be put back in that other cave. Okay, so timer went off again. Now, what a lot of things happen is when you're done and you tell people, hey, I'm going to resquad, and you come here and you go to click here and you go to leave transfer, and then that person drops before you get to kick him out. So let's say this guy drops the cave before this guy goes to go kick him out, and you think you kicked him out at the same time. Well, if you look here, you still have the cave and you still have the timer. The other person has a timer, so he's actually kicked out of this squad, but since he was in that other squad, squad B or 2, he will actually go back to that one. You see? If you want to get him back in though, you want to go to the barb, invite him back, and then if you want to reset it again, see he's back in, everything's good, no timer. And then if you want to reset it again, do like I said, pass the other person lead, leave squad, and then make sure it's on free again, and invite the person back in again. Okay, so I'm trying to make this as simple as I can to understand. If you guys have questions, let me know. But if you can't fathom this, you might not ever be able to get it. So, I'm not trying to say that in a mean way. But basically, there we go. BB and DB. Oop. Okay, so Barb is squad, and you'll see on this one, again, timer's not there. So there's actually 2 caves that are lost now that do have a timer, but you can't get back in them. Well, you might be able to get back in them. Come on, just give me a second. There you go. Boom. See? So I got another timer going. And this guy's already got his own. His timer's almost done. And I wanted to show you something else. Since he's on his own squad timer, I can just sit there, invite him over, and then he would lose his timer. See that? So he no longer has this cave. He is now in this one. Alright? And one more thing I wanted to show you is when you set your chats, make sure you set it up to where this one right here, system, shows up, right? So when you go to kick your people out, like let's say this is on free, but you want to set it back onto random, right? You want to kick everybody out and then you invite everybody in as fast as you can. Now, the easiest way to do that for me is to select the number 2 spot or anybody who's underneath and just kick everybody out. And if you have this right here, system checked, you'll see right there. Sorry, I didn't have it on common. But on my common chat, my common, squad, and faction all have that system checked, right? And when you see that, when you kick him out, it leaves a spot here, so you can just go right click, party invite, right click, party invite, and that's how you quickly get everybody. Because we all know how everybody has different names and such, and it's hard to get everybody's names exact all the time. But if you look here, this is the squad number 4. Everybody's back in. We've got the timer, and I'll prove it to you right now. There we go. So we are all in the same squad. All right. Hope that helps you guys out. I know some people it might be a little confusing, but if you practice it a couple times, maybe with people that are in your squads, or with people in your squad, or if you had 3 tunes like I do, you can practice that way. So hopefully you guys learned a little something like that. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comments section. I'll try to get to them. Let me know if this helps you guys out, and we'll see you back in game. Alright.